Some football matches change a season. Some change a generation. But only a handful change the game forever. This was one of them. On the night of May 1st, 2009, less than 24 hours before one of the most important El Clasicos ever played, Pep Guardiola sat alone in his office. Hours passed as he studied Real Madrid's defensive shape from every possible angle. One conclusion became impossible to ignore. Facing Madrid's powerful center backs with a traditional striker would be tactical suicide. Then, an extraordinary idea was born. Late that evening, Pep picked up the phone. On the other end was a 21-year-old Lionel Messi. His message was simple. Come to the training ground. That late-night meeting wasn't just another tactical discussion. It became the beginning of a football revolution. The following day, one positional change, one bold decision, and one extraordinary player would completely redefine how attacking football could be played. Tonight, on the Football Lens, we uncover one of the greatest tactical masterstrokes in football history, the birth of the false nine. The idea was brilliantly simple, and that was exactly what made it so devastating. For decades, football followed one unwritten rule. The striker stayed high. The center back stayed with the striker. Everyone knew their role. Until that night at the Santiago Bernabeu, when the match began, Lionel Messi did something no one expected. He abandoned the penalty area. Again and again, he drifted into midfield. Suddenly,
Real Madrid's defenders faced an impossible decision. Should Fabio Cannavaro step forward and follow Messi? If he did, a huge gap would appear behind the defensive line, a space that Barcelona's lightning-fast attackers were ready to exploit. Or should he stay in position? If he stayed, Messi was free to receive the ball, turn, and dictate the game with time and space no defender should ever be allowed. There was no correct answer. Every choice created a new problem. That was Guardiola's masterpiece. He hadn't simply changed Messi's position. He had changed Real Madrid's thinking. The false nine wasn't just a tactical adjustment. It was a psychological trap. One that forced defenders to question every instinct they had learned throughout their careers. And then, the trap was complete. Real Madrid's defensive structure slowly began to collapse. Every time Fabio Cannavaro or Sergio Ramos stepped out to close down Messi, new spaces appeared behind them. Exactly the spaces Guardiola had been waiting for. Thierry Henry attacked from the left. Samuel Eto'o stretched the defense from the right. Every movement was perfectly synchronized. Every run had a purpose. Barcelona weren't simply attacking. They were manipulating space itself. Real Madrid weren't being outrun. They were being outfought. Messi drifted freely across the pitch, appearing between the lines like a player without a fixed position. One moment, he was a midfielder. The next, he was inside the penalty area, finishing the move himself. By the final whistle, the scoreboard told only part of the story. Barcelona had dismantled Real Madrid 6-2 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Messi scored twice, created 2 more goals, and delivered one of the greatest individual tactical performances football had ever witnessed. But the true victory went far beyond the result. That night, the false nine stopped being an experiment. It became a revolution. Within a few years, coaches across the world were trying to recreate the same illusion. Because football had just discovered that the most dangerous striker might be the one who isn't playing like a striker at all. One late-night phone call, one bold tactical decision, one player willing to rewrite his role. That was all it took to change football forever. Pep Guardiola and Lionel Messi didn't simply win a match. They challenged decades of tactical tradition. They proved that sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't physical strength, it's an idea. The false nine became far more than a position. It became a new way of thinking, a reminder that football's greatest revolutions are rarely built on power alone. They are built on imagination. More than 15 years later, coaches still study that night. Players still try to recreate it. And defenders are still searching for answers to a problem Guardiola solved before anyone else even recognized it. Now, the final question belongs to you. Was Pep Guardiola's Barcelona the most tactically complete team in football history? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to the Football Lens for more legendary football stories and tactical deep dives. Until next time.